This is how a professional thief stole the jewelry and walked outside without any harm. How did she do it? First she hacked into their security system, then changed the employee information into hers. By that way, she had her verification information and was verified successfully. She walked in a truck full of jewelries and even had a device to make signal interference in her purse. When the company found out about the person who delivered their jewelries was a disguise, they couldn't contact the security. The deliver truck arrived outside the mansion. The woman calmly walked out the car to deliver it. Inside the room, she first checked the information of the customers, then let his wife open the box with her fingerprint as password. The next step was important, because the necklace had a locker in it, so it wasn't easy to put on. The woman actively suggested helping her to put it on. When the wife pulled her husband to the mirror, the necklace was switched. She put on the fake necklace for her. It was her time to leave. Right then, the customer had a suggestion. The necklace could glow in the dark, so he wanted to see how it was like, and he wanted to see it right away. It was quick and easy, so they closed all the curtains and doors, then switched the light off. In that moment, the thief also pretended to go out with a happy look on her face. When the light was off, the necklace didn't glow, but the woman had used that chance to escape. She quickly walked to the bathroom and changed into something she had prepared beforehand and walked out with confidence. When she walked out of the elevator, she bumped into a young man, which made him notice her. She was the mystery woman he saw before. She was the one who knew the truth about his father's death. But she didn't want to tell him, so he quickly ran after her. Right then the police also arrived. The woman rode away by the motorbike she left in the parking lot. She confidently proved to the police that she could escape. But at an intersection, the woman was hit by a fast car and flew out of her motorbike. She with her injuries walked to a site and put on a random worker uniform to hide away. The young man from before hadn't given up on chasing after her. He found the trace of that woman and followed her to the terrace. He begged her to tell the truth about 12 years ago when the police was about to catch up to them. While everything was in chaos, she used the man to help herself escape, then said something meaningful to the boy she was holding. Anything they wanted would happen right then. She desperately wanted to run away. After telling him that, she pushed him away, then jumped and grabbed onto the crane hook. But because her strength wasn't enough, she quickly fell off the hook. When she was about to fall, the man quickly rushed forward and risked his own life to hold her back. He told her not to let go, but she didn't want that. She was desperate and let go of him. "Thanks for saving me, but it's unnecessary." Falling from the height, the woman lied still above the car like she was dead. But the expensive necklace wasn't in her hand. What was her real intention when stealing it? And what the woman told him seemed to have a lot of meanings to that. She told him not to try to avenge his dad anymore. It was useless anyways. This made him think that his dad must be killed instead of an unintentional death like people said. Then who was the real culprit? And what he wanted that make her had to escape so desperately? Although he wanted to stop, but this was for his father. She advised him to stop the investigation to avoid some unrequired troubles in his life. But what the woman said made him even more curious. Not only he would be in danger, but the people around him also would be. She told him that all of those would soon be true. That night, he received a phone call from a classmate saying her best friend hadn't come back to the dorm. So she asked him to help her look for the friend. After a lot of phone calls, in the end he understood the situation. Those words were like a breakup speech. Through the call, they analyzed where she must have been. That place was extremely windy, which meant she was in a high place. She hadn't gone away for long, so she must be somewhere around school. He also heard a bell ringing in a high place. Somewhere not far from their school and had bell. It was the Fang Dong building. All of them quickly called a cab over there, but in the end they were still a bit late for that. The three came looking for a friend. People said she might have been there. They couldn't accept that a disaster really did happen. That girl suddenly unalived herself. What more strange was everyone in class suddenly received indecent photos of her. The three was still in shock. Right then the police arrived looking for them and asked about the situation of the victim. They told the three that the girl borrowed 3 million and had to take indecent photos. That was why everyone received those in their phones. But the girl had always been a nice and preserved girl. How could she do something like that? Through her social accounts, the police looked through her conversation with her boyfriend. Something really happened between them. It was so bad, which made her come to the decision she made. The boyfriend was really the worst. He forced her to take indecent photos and then used it to blackmail her. After he received the money, he still didn't give her back the photos. Maybe that made her extremely ashamed. She didn't want to see anyone. She had to borrow 3 million to pay that jerk and was brought to the edge. From what the police found out, that girl knew her boyfriend through a website and they had only known for a few days. They thought the criminal looked through all of her information online and analyzed those data to please and win her heart. The young man suggested them starting from there. Right after that, his analyzation was confirmed. The police used her account to test it, then realized there were a lot of girls who had become the victims to that. Thanks to the clues the girl gave out, the suspect was quickly revealed. He was in a hotel room. The police successfully got his exact location. After arranging everything carefully, they intended to arrest him as quiet as possible. Someone came up in the elevator. The police quickly told his subordinate to hide away. After that, the moment the elevator was opened, they would catch the culprit instantly. This was the trending series in the past few days. It was famous for the crime topic they had to. But what more interesting was how the policemen solved the cases. Evil actions must pay the price. If you don't understand, then watch it with a different perspective. Someone said the storyline was like a car driving up a twisted path up the mountain. We didn't know what would happen next. It made the audiences feel it was the beauty of analyzing situation. After watching the series, everyone had the same question: if the man was a protagonist or antagonist. Which side is he on? How is his dad? Is he still alive, and who is the real person behind everything?